All right, now what's up, y'all? Let me tell you the story about Brown and Root. You know what I'm saying? Brown and Root was the first company I worked for when I got out the army. You know what I'm saying? 1990. You know what I'm saying? I got out the army February 1990. 6 days late and 6 hours uh, too late for Uncle Pick. You know what I'm saying? He died 6 hours before I got home. And then the thing about it, he came right back. Because 9 months later, to be exact, 9 months exactly, a day early, he came on Champ's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Well, he didn't come on Champ's birthday. Champ came on his day of death date. The what they call that of his death certificate. You know what I'm saying? His I don't want to say death date because we don't die Uncle Pick this champ. So um Uncle Pick was born on my birthday. I mean, I was born on Uncle Pick's departure. No, I was born on Uncle Pick's welcome home to heaven. So when Uncle Pick got his welcome home to heaven, Champ was the first one to actually get welcome home to heaven on earth as Uncle Pick and Adam. You know what I'm saying? Because Adam became Uncle Pick when he came home and found out Uncle Pick had died, and Uncle Pick and Adam was both confused because I wasn't supposed to die. And Adam was supposed to come home 6 hours before that, make me laugh, so I could have goddamn stayed living. Just like these grandkids make Adam feel good in the inside. Adam, that's why I didn't get mad. They thought me and Margaret, had a hard time or didn't want to fool with Rosalind. Rosalind was me and Margaret's baby like Adam was. You know what I'm saying? Rosalind was like Nisha. You know what I'm saying? Rosalind was another Nisha. You know what I'm saying? But it was Queena's child. And Queena's child lived with Mama D and Uncle Pick. They raised her just like Mama D and Uncle Pick raised Adam. So Rosalind took Adam's throne on Mama D's lap, in Uncle Pick's lap. That was Rosalind's lap. Adam gave it to Rosalind. You know what I'm saying? And so Rosalind was being raised by Mama Dear. You know what I'm saying? And when they asked them about it, and was kind of like, Queenie, you need to get your kids. Uncle Peck and Mama Dear was against that. They didn't want Queenie to get the kids. I mean, Rosalind, because Mama Dear and Uncle Peck told me Rosalind keep them alive. You know what I'm saying? Rosalind was the one kept Mama D and Uncle Pick alive. Mama D had to do a lot of years without Uncle Pick or Rosalind. You know what I'm saying? Because Rosalind moved to Georgia with her mom later on. You know what I'm saying? I think when she was 18 or so, you know what I'm saying, she left Mama D. She might have left earlier than that. She might have left about 15. I'm not sure. But Rosalind left, and I really don't get to enjoy her kids. You know what I'm saying? I know I would have enjoyed her kids. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this Uncle Peck Adam, no. His mama did. Don't even think about Rosalind kids. Don't even think about it. Wipe on it. Wipe on it. We ain't never set our eyes on Rosalind kids. One, we did. One. Mama did it. I did through Mama did. But then, I sound like Dexter saying, man, I remember when I was crying, you know what I'm saying? A few days after I said he ain't never been up here with us. And everybody either jumped in me on my side or everybody jumped in Satan on his side. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I came home, man, and it was different. You know what I'm saying? It was different. You know what I'm saying? It was different. I was gonna tell y'all something I might not should have told you because that's why I forgot it. It was something that could have activated something in some people. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't supposed to have that. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, you know what I'm saying? Brian and Root, you know what I'm saying? You know, that was the first job I had in 1990, you know what I'm saying? When I got out the Army. And, well, it was the second job because I went to Swift Ships and I welded, you know, on ships, you know what I'm saying, in a shipyard, you know, and worked there for a couple of months. That's where I met Big Jakes, you know what I'm saying, Big Jake. And Big Jake kind of remind me of TD Jake. Big Jake is the one who told me, my cousin and his wife, and my cousin and her husband, because both of them my cousin, one of them my uncle's daughter and one of them my uncle's son on another side. So, you know, both of them kin to me on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I knew they business. You know what I'm saying? But Big Jake on the way to work, you know, on the way back home, used to tell me, you know, because they lived in the same apartments that they lived in. And Big Jake used to tell me, you know, man, your cousin them, you know, they like for other, you know, your cousin like other people to sleep with his woman and she like other women to sleep with her man, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And I ain't say no names, so should nobody know who I'm talking about but me. But if I say he got killed, then somebody will know, you know what I'm saying, who I'm talking about, but not everybody. The world don't know. You know, so I just keep it no name. But anyway, Big Jake told me, you know, your cousins like to swing, you know what I'm saying? And I just threw it out my mind, you know what I'm saying? Because, shit, both of them my cousins, I ain't, shit, into that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just said to myself, that's their business, you know, and I just kept it to myself, you know. I ain't telling, you know, that's my business, you know what I'm saying? Or that's their business, you know, because I don't try to get in nobody else's business, you know what I'm saying? You know, my business, but then shit, I'm stingy with my business. I don't like nobody to be in my business with me but me and the person who I'm in my business with. But then when you get a family, you know, and they go outside the house talking and doing stuff and getting people involved with you and stuff like that, really it ain't no more privacy. And then when you say you God and then the preacher mess around there and say, they didn't kill the firstborn son and all that shit. Where my money? Where my money? We ain't come to raise the dead. And then talking about anybody say they God, everybody and their mama ought to kill him. And then telling people in his sermon, aim, point, aim, shoot. And shit like that, man. I ain't going around them people. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the reason I say the story is the same, you know what I'm saying, to what's going on right now, is the way Ed Johnson them with Brian and Root treated me, you know what I'm saying? I remember I was coming home from work one day, you know, I was a good welder, you know what I'm saying? The way I got on, you know, with Brian and Root, you know what I'm saying? They was hiring welders. And I went to the office, I didn't have no certificate. At the time, they was taking certificates if you was a welder. But then if you was a good welder and they knew you, then all you had to do was take the test. But I was a good welder, but they didn't know me. I wasn't in the system. I wasn't no contractor. I had never been out there. So Whalers got names just like pro athletes, just like a Michael Jordan, or just like Michael Jordan got a good name for basketball, Isaiah Thomas, you know, Larry Bird, you know what I'm saying? In football, you got Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, Tony Dorsett, Lynn Swan, all them are prestigious names. In Whaling, you got the same thing. You got Mr. Knox, think he the baddest. Then you got Ishmael, the teacher of everybody. Then you got the people who Ishmael taught. All the workers at JV pretty much. And then after Ishmael taught them, then Adam came and started teaching them right after Ishmael. And just think of Ishmael. That's a Bible name. And Ishmael was a Jamaican, welder. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't African. He was Jamaican. And he was from the islands. So, I ain't never worked with no African welder. Or I have worked with a couple of African American welders. But and I always work with many islanders, many Jamaicans. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all welders is. Making wells, you know what I'm saying? Making shit, you know what I'm saying? Jamaicans, we make shit. But then, Ishmael taught him, and then I came through Ishmael. He might be gone now. I think Ishmael did die. You know what I'm saying? Or just started working somewhere else and left JV altogether. You know what I'm saying? But he was the one that taught everybody how to weld out there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't teach me. I came in, I knew what I was doing. But then me and Dexter come in, we knew what we were doing. Me and Dexter come in. Me and Dexter was wooden wood. You know what I'm saying? The way Dexter and I started welding in high school. I did it 3 years in high school. Dexter, he didn't start welding till he got to TSTI, where we went to school. But he went to TSTI for 2 years before I did. And then during his second year, he was there. That's when I visited the school and stayed with him for about a week and got to know the school. And then Dexter, brought me home, and I went back the next year, when school started. I went back, and I was a student at TSTI, and Dexter graduated. And so, it was a couple of years. I went in the Army for 4 years, and then I came out. And then when I got that job, I told him I was a welder, but I didn't have a certificate and I didn't have a name out there, you know what I'm saying, as a good welder, So he said, we hiring welders. He said, I tell you what, since you don't have any certs, because you get certs by taking tests, he didn't say I needed an associate's degree or a certificate. He didn't say I needed that. He said I needed certification. It's a difference in a certificate and certification. You get certified on the job when you pass your first test. That's why I say it's a waste of time and money for a barber to go to barber college or a beautician to go to hair school. Because once you do it, you know what I'm saying, and know how to do it, you don't need nobody to give you no certificate or no associate's degree. You just go do your talent and show them that you could do it by taking their test. You know what I'm saying? Then you certified by the company. not by the college. That's why I really didn't like engineers. I always didn't had a bad taste in my mouth for engineers. Why? Not because they smart, but because engineers don't know nothing but school. All they know is the academic part. They don't know the work. They ain't never been in there and had to do the work. And then they hire them to come in with ergonomics. And ergonomics is reducing the workers. You know what I'm saying? Reducing the workers to make money for the company, to make more money for the company by reducing the manpower. Like turning a 4-man pump crew that's been a 4-man pump crew for 30 years and turning it into a 1-man pump crew. You know, yeah, they did it. They actually did it. And, you know, when you think about it while you out there working and they got the rumors going around that they we going down to a 1-man pump crew and you got 4 people working, and you like, how it's going to go down to a 1-man pump crew? Then next thing you know, they laying motherfuckers off. You know what I'm saying? And then you get bid rights because you got laid off early. Just get to the job. Ain't been on the job 3 years. And then getting laid off. You know what I'm saying? Losing your job. But when you work for Dow, you really don't lose your job. All you do is get sent to another block and be a helper at that block until your bid rights come up and another plant is hiring and you take a bid on their job. You know what I'm saying? Like wastewater treatment. When me and David got bumped out, and when we got bumped out, you know what I'm saying, we went to Mad Casting Plant 8. And when we went to Mad Casting Plant 8, we spent maybe a year over there, you know what I'm saying? And during that year, you know, me and David got called from wastewater treatment. And wastewater treatment, you know what I'm saying, asked me and David, you know, would we, you know, that they told me and David that they had chlorine 5, you know, was coming up. And they was hiring for chlorine 5. You know what I'm saying? Taking bids for chlorine 5. You know what I'm saying? And he said, would you take the job, you know, would you accept the job if you subject to be bumped when the old plant shut down? So when the old chlorine 5 shut down, they was gonna bump people because, you know, the old workers had to stay. You know what I'm saying? So I thought about it, and I had just got bumped out of Mag 1. I didn't have the faith in God like David Stoltenberg did. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that faith in God then. I had faith in God like everybody else. You know, I had straight faith in God. You know, I didn't have no faith in no devil or nothing. I was a godly man. I had faith in God, but then it was a different faith in God, you know, than David Stoltenberg had, because I just kind of like common sense led me on. You know what I'm saying? David, he was real serious about it. You know what I'm saying? He took the job. You know what I'm saying? Not caring or not knowing. Or he took the job believing God gonna let him keep the job and he not gonna get bumped. And I didn't take the job because I was subject to be bumped when the old plant went down. And I had just got bumped out of Mag 1, so I knew I could be bumped and then end up, you know, looking for another job. So I didn't take it. The dumbass didn't take it, because if I'd have got water on me, I just got wet, I said. But it could have been acid too, Adam. Then you got fucked up just like the fire. So don't worry about it. You would have got burned up just in wastewater treatment. They got acid and all that chlorine and shit. You'd have got your ass ate up just like Mag 1 fucked your ass up with that mag chloride. You know what I'm saying? So it was gonna happen. You know, some things you just can't goddamn like a lamb being led to slaughter. Some things you just ain't gonna goddamn stop. You gotta go through it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I didn't take the job. Anyway, you know, they did make us go down to a one-man pump crew. Cause when I came back and took the job back, I became a building operator. You know what I'm saying? And I was running my own building, making metal. You know what I'm saying? I was good too. I bragged all the time and slept 16 hours and still ran the best building and made the most metal. But that's why a lot of motherfuckers didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? But then and I bragged on the shit. And bragged on the shit I did after work and shit. So, you know, I always had stories and shit. I was telling them and shit. Preachers be in the corner. All the preachers sit in the corner together eating. And then all of us workers be spread out all over the place. But the preachers, they be laughing at me just like goddamn the rest of them. One time the preacher came to me, James Price, my daddy's best friend. He came to me and he said, man, God gonna use you. I said, how God gonna use me? You hear the stuff I be talking about? He said, man, God can use you. You know, and he gave me a little talk. I forgot what he talked to me about. But I told my mama about it. And she said, stay away from that man. Stay away from that man. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I come to find out, she told me later, you know, that, you know, something happened back in the day, you know what I'm saying, with him and Edmund, him and Edmund, that she wasn't proud of. And, you know, she told me about it and everything. And, you know, she didn't dislike my daddy for doing it, but she just told me to stay away from the other man, you know. Isn't it? I don't know if she didn't know if I was the other man's or his, what is, or you know, she didn't know if he was gonna tell me I could be your daddy, you know, or none. You know, she thought maybe he would tell me that they messed around, you know, and that could have been my dad. But then, you know, he the one told me, you know, that my daddy problem was he loved all his women. You know, I ain't never seen no problem with loving all my women. You know what I'm saying? But now I do. Now I do. Now I do. Man, it's hard out there, man, because when you love your women, you know what I'm saying, then after you leave them, another man get them, and then, you know, you know you can't love them like you used to, but you just think of them as a friend. You know what I'm saying? As a, you know, not a best friend, but, you know, a friend that you used to be married to. You know what I'm saying? And you like to think of that as something nice and think about the good times that y'all had, but y'all just couldn't make it because of your differences, or just wasn't seeing eye to eye. You know, couldn't, you know, make it financially. You know what I'm saying? So you split up. But, you know, God's wish is that all husband and wives, you know, be friends at least. But then, you know, I don't believe in being that close with a friend, because that'll lead to cheating and all that there, you know, because like I say, if a man divorce a woman, or a woman divorce a man and get with somebody else, you know what I'm saying, then they commit adultery in the situation. And the adultery don't really be so much on the old relationship, it be on the new relationship. Because you commit adultery because you thinking both houses. You thinking about the old house and you thinking about the new house. And most men now go back and forth. And now I know women do the same thing. go back and forth to the old to you, back to the old to you, back to the old to you, just like you was going to the new and coming home, going to the new and coming home. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. But anyway, let me get to the story of Brian and Root. But anyway, with Brian and Root, you know what I'm saying, Ed Johnson, you know what I'm saying, I got there, you know, and I told him, the man told me, I'm going to hire you because we hiring welders, but I'm going to hire you in as a welder helper. And they got a school, and it's a testing facility. He said, that's the only way I can get you in to take a test right now, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you ain't got nobody to vouch for you with certificate, you know, certification. You know, I ain't never took no test. I ain't never held no job, so I didn't have certification on the job. A welding certificate probably wouldn't even got me in. It would have got me a job to take the test. Yeah. If I'd had the welding certificate, it'd have got me to take the test. But it's the same thing the man did, hiring me as a helper and telling me to go and tell your foreman that you're a welder and that you need to take the test. And that's the way I got in. I told my foreman I was a welder. He said, you a welder? He said, we hiring welders. Come on. And he took me straight to Herman Jackson. Herman Jackson had the school that Adam had in Odessa, but it was a school in Brazoria County, in Old Ocean, in Phillips. And he was running the school, you know, they was building 33, the one that Adam last big job with us. And we building 33. And we were building 33, and we were doing a lot of work in 24 unit. We were doing a lot of work in 24 unit, and we were doing a lot of work in 33. We was doing new construction in 33, and we was doing a lot of, fixing up in 24, and I remember 24 caught on fire. I almost burnt the plant down. 24 caught on fire so bad that the I-beams, you know how thick them I-beams is, they was melted and twisted. You know what I'm saying? That's how hot the heat was when the plant burned up in 24 that time. But anyway, that was like 1990. And so when we had to put it up new, guess who had to put it up new? Me. Because I was a MIG welder, and the way I got my money, see, pipe welding was $14.50. That was top pay. $12.50 was structural welder. And $13.50 was MIG welder. So when I hired in, they hired me as a helper. And then I went to Herman Jackson, and he gave me the structural test, me and Dexter. So he gave us the structural test. We passed the structural test and became structural welder. That was $12.50. So we wanted more. I wanted more money. Dexter wanted pipe. I wanted pipe. And we both got pipe. But before we got pipe, I jumped in there and told him I could MIG. I got down there. Well, I didn't tell him. I was welding with this dude, white dude, and he set me with him and told me to stay with him. He didn't tell me to weld with him. He just told me to hang out right here till I get something for you to do, and then, I could take you over there. And so I stayed with the white dude, and he said, man, you a welder? I said, yeah. He said, you want to weld? I said, yeah. And he was welding with the MIG gun, the wire feed. And so I got the machine and started welding, you know what I'm saying? I welding it up because it's easy going vertical, horizontal, and all that stuff with a MIG gun. So it was easy going up and down all around, because you can go downhill, uphill, all that with the MIG. So I was making it all pretty just like that dude's was. I was making it just as pretty as that dude was. So the general foreman came back, Ed Johnson, and he got a truck and he walked over there to me and found out I was welding and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, what you doing welding? You ain't got no stencil for this." He said, "You could do that." And he looked at it and he was like, "Man, let me take you back across the street and give you a test. Get you the test. Because I need a MIG welder." So he took me back across the street to Herman. And then I took tests, became a MIG welder, so I got $1. I got $13.50. Pipe was $14.50. I was waiting on that. So I did my little MIG. And after that plant burnt down, that 24 burnt down, we came back and put them I-beams up. I had to weld them. That's where I was welding at. I was doing a lot of welding out there by all the electrical wires and all the voltage, high voltage, all that we was building, all that. We had to build all that back up. That had burned up. So we went through there and we did that. Then me and Dexter went to night classes after work to get pipe. They just wouldn't let us test on pipe. We had to go and prove to him that we could weld pipe. Because pipe, you got to get x-rayed, got to have a root in it, got to be filled, it's got to be capped, and you got to x-ray it, and it's got to be good. So we practice every day. 3 hours after work. We go from 6 to 9, then go home. Then me and Dex passed the test, got the $14.50, became pipe welder. And God knows, God forgive me for bragging, but I was so good that I could take a 12-inch pipe and stick the rod in the pipe, or a 16-inch, and stick my welding rod in the pipe, stand over the pipe, and see 12 and 16 inches, below to the bottom, and walk my way up left-handed or right-handed. You know what I'm saying? And so when Ed Johnson saw that, my general foreman, he used to bring his buddies, his other general foremen and stuff, to look at me, bragging on me and stuff. "Man, look at how this dude do this." Like he ain't never seen a welder weld before. So I was a good welder, so I got all the pipe fitters to want me, to weld for them. Because, good pipe fitter, put you together a lot of welds, and, just be busting out a lot of welds. So a good welder and a good pipe fitter work together. I always been a good welder, and they always put me with good pipe fitters. Shit. So, I was welding them up and shit like that, and they were bragging on me and shit. And then this white man, foreman, one of my foremans, he was riding with another man in a car, and I had a black Ford Probe at the time, and him and his friend had ran in the back of somebody. Him and the dude he was riding home with, hit somebody from the back at Walmart coming into Bay City. And so I passed through with the regular traffic. You know what I'm saying? I passed through, traffic was held up. I passed through, seen him standing there with the police, you know what I'm saying, standing on the side of the wrecked car. So I ain't had nothing to do with them. He ain't had nothing to do with me. He looked, I waved, and he looked at me all stupid, and I went on by. So we gets to work the goddamn next day. This motherfucker done went to work and lied and told my general foreman that I ran in the back of them and made them run in the back of somebody else, pushed them in the back of somebody else and made them have a wreck. You know what I'm saying? So that was a lie that he told the general foreman. And he had that against me, but I ain't know it. And then, every time I go to smoke pen, Everybody, y'all need to leave the smoke pen. It could be white smoking. Oh, they can smoke 24/7, white people. But then soon as I go in there, everybody got to leave the smoke pen. You know what I'm saying? Because I was black. And then that never stopped either, because John them was the same way all the way till now. And then if a Mexican dude was in there with the white dudes, oh, they could stay there all day, 24/7. But soon as a black dude took out a cigarette and came in the smoke pen and took out a cigarette, the white man was gonna tell the black man he couldn't smoke. And he wasn't gonna tell the black man, he was gonna tell everybody. He had to punish everybody to get to the black man. You know, and that's the way it was in slavery. You know what I'm saying? And just like they doing Adam now, they got to punish everybody to get to Adam. You know what I'm saying? And so then the kicker came when this pipe fitter that was told that he was gonna get me as a welder. And that pipe fitter couldn't wait till I got over there, because he had heard about me, and he knew I was a nice guy. He had heard I was a nice guy and all that. So he was anxious for me to come weld for him, the new welder coming to weld for him. And he was a good pipe fitter, white dude. So when he told the fitter, the pipe fitter, that who was coming to weld for him, and you know that pipe fitter said, I ain't working with that fucking nigger. You know what I'm saying? So when he said that white foreman fired him. Oh, that pissed him off. He was pissed off. So he went to complaining to the general foreman and shit and the rest of the people. But the general foreman had to fire him because of what he said. So he stood outside the gate at the end of the day. I passed him up. He didn't say shit to me. He was scared of me. But then he would call himself waiting on the pipe fitter to whoop his ass for getting him fired. But anyway, my general foreman, Ed Johnson, gonna tell me, now I see you got your white man fired. Now I want to see some work out you. So there I go. I'm fucked up now. He already don't want me smoking, you know, tripping on me. You know what I'm saying? Now then he turned against me because of that lie the foreman told him about the wreck. Now he totally against me because now a white man called me a fucking nigger. Now I gotta suffer for it. Now, he said, I know you're a pipe welder, but I need you to go back to structural. I said, why? He said, because you got some fucked up welds that you gotta fix. And I said, I ain't got no fucked up weld. I said, if I got a fucked up weld, I'll fix it. But if it ain't mine, you gonna either fire me or lay me off. You got it, buddy, you got it. I'm gonna fire your ass or lay your ass off. I said, all right. So me and the lead man, this Mexican dude, go up there, look at the well. I tell him that ain't my stencil. My stencil so-and-so. My stencil BEZ. It wasn't my stencil at the time. But that wasn't my stencil. And then, so he hollered down at Ed Johnson, told him, that ain't Jackson's well. So he slammed the door and took off. Woo! So when I came down, I said, go get Ed Johnson. So when the lead man went and got him, he came back and he parked looking like John Vaslavic. And then I opened the door. I said, I told you, if it wasn't my well, you gonna either fire me or lay me off. And it was just like it is now. The motherfucker needed me. You know what I'm saying? Needed me because they was hiring pipe welders, couldn't get none in. That was good, and I was good. Just like me being the air everybody breathing, but everybody don't want me fucking around. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to breathe that fucking nigger, God. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But then anyway, he gonna tell me I was gonna fix them wells anyway. I said, well, you gonna fire me. You want me to go get your box? I said, yeah. So he went and got, me and him went and got my box. Went to the office. When we went in that trailer, first thing the lady asked me, Mr. Jackson, do you feel like you was being mistreated? I had already got the job with Dow. So in my mind, I knew if I answered that question wrong and snitched on the man, then that was going to ruin my chances at Dow Chemical. I thought about that. And then, so I just looked at him. I just looked at him, I just looked at him, just turned myself and looked at him. And the woman kept saying, Mr. Jackson, do you feel like you've been mistreated? I looked at him. You got a problem with him? When she said, do you have a problem with him? After about 2 minutes, I turned to her and I said, no, ma'am. He was red, looked like blood was popping through with sweat. You know what I'm saying? Because he was finna lose that job. But then I said, no, ma'am, because I knew I wanted to keep my job at Dow. I was going to leave his ass anyway and get a raise and be a permanent hand where he was just a contractor. So I wasn't going to make him belittle myself like his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like that other general foreman at the other job, you know what I'm saying, later on in life, going to, ask me. I was joking in the lunchroom, telling jokes, and he going to come in there, instead of laughing, it's going to be some changes around here. When the shutdown started, it's going to be some changes. I said, what? They going to make you a general foreman? They was really going to make him a general foreman because that's what I knew. He said, yeah. He said, but it's going to be some changes. And then he said, I said, what, they going to make me a foreman? And he said, hell no. What make you think you could run a fucking crew? And I said, well, I done been to the Army. I know the process, I done been a operator, the best building operator making metal. I'm a safety man, you know what I'm saying? One of the top safety men, you know what I'm saying? I was a foreman of safety, and, now I'm a welder again. You know what I'm saying? I can build a plant and I can run it. What about you? And the motherfucker walked off with his tail between his goddamn legs. But later on, he was messing around with this Mexican lady, and he was married somewhere else, in another state. And he was just messing with this Mexican lady to live in her trailer with her, See, that's what men do. They come out of town working, get these girlfriends, stay with them, and these girlfriends have these kids and stuff, and they just be bringing random men around these daddy's kids, and you never know who around your kids, you know what I'm saying? And he was messing around with the woman, on his wife, and I wasn't really thinking about that. It ain't none of my business, I don't care about that stuff. But then karma, a motherfucker, later on, that motherfucker had a car wreck and broke every bone in his fucking body. I swear, he broke every bone in his body. You know what I'm saying? Karma, you know what I'm saying? For fucking with folk and messing over his wife. But then, so Ed Johnson, I left, Ed Johnson, with that, you know what I'm saying? With that. But like I say, man, it's just like it was then. When rumors start about you, you can be the best person in the world. But when you somebody that brag a lot, you know what I'm saying, and you really can prove that you good, you know what I'm saying, people don't like you. When you prove that you good, they don't like you. Like Michael Jordan, he was good in basketball, but there was a lot of motherfuckers didn't like Michael Jordan. Like Isaiah Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Not even Michael Jordan say he the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pippen. Pippen didn't like Jordan. And they was teammates, but that was the best goddamn combination I ever seen in my life. Pippen and Jordan. That was the goddamn best combination in my life. But when Pippen talk about Jordan, he kind of, angry with him sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But that's understandable. Teammates, best friends fight. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man, me and my best friend used to fight and go home and make oatmeal and cookies and shit. Shit, and eat and shit, pancakes and shit, eat cereal together after we just got through fighting in the ditch. You know what I'm saying? Shit, kids, man. We ain't pick up no gun trying to kill each other and shit like that till later on. That's when they picked up them guns and then, damn, man, we was fucked up then. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, it's a lot of shit, man. Just like that, just like what's going on now, was going on then, just like that in the plant. You know, with Brown and Root. You know what I'm saying? Get a bad reputation by the lies people tell on you. Now God came, showed up and became a man. And then, for real. And then people that really love God turn against him. That really love the air they breathe. That turn against the very air they breathe. Don't want the air, don't want God to even have nothing. The bank even telling God that they ain't got shit for him. They don't cut for God. They don't give a fuck about God. The bank, PNC, Peck in Christ, told God they ain't give a fuck about him. We ain't gonna buy you no fucking truck. Shit. That's a damn shame.
Access denied.
Shit, I
Private
heard
property.
that.
Somebody could have been spreading rumors or was talking about how obsessed this person is